Hi, I'm Cassie. This is our series about our family's move to Uruguay from the US a couple of years ago. And this video was actually inspired because yesterday on TikTok, I made a TikTok talking about how progressive Uruguay is. And a person said, "Hey, I have a group of black female expats who are looking into moving to Uruguay. Can you tell us anything about that?" And I was like, no, I cannot, obviously, because so I don't know. But very, very, very serendipitously, my very best friend from the US is visiting. She's been here. She leaves tomorrow. I'm trying not to think about it or I'll cry, but she's been here for over a week. And so I asked her, and she has very graciously said that she will answer the questions that this group had. And so that's what we're doing today. Okay, so this is my friend Miri. She is from the US. And I'm going to ask the questions that this group sent me to her, and we'll just go from there. Okay, so can you give us a background of like where you lived in the US?
Okay, so I first came to the U.S. many, many years ago to the Midwest in Indiana, and then later on moved to New Mexico, and then later on moved to Texas. Lived in Arkansas, moved back to Texas. So that's the
So,
whole.
pretty big swath of the
Yes.
US, a lot of different um, cultural
Yes.
experiences there.
Yes.
So, basically, the biggest question was like, what is the vibe? What's the vibe you're receiving from people walking around? I do want to say that we don't live in a touristy area. We live in a neighborhood that tourists don't really visit. We live in Montevideo, but not near the beach, not near any places of significance. So we're in not a tourist area. So what's the vibe you're getting as you're walking around here?
The vibe is pretty good. People are friendly. They don't stare at you like you're like out of place or anomaly. It's like just daily. And the people who are curious, they'll stop and talk to you. But pretty much they just go about their own business. So it's been pretty nice. Just
Yeah.
blending in.
And you were telling me earlier about the kids.
Oh, yes. So I walk with them and her kids to school. And when we got there early today, and everybody was just standing out there, the kids are not like staring at you like what's happening and who's that. It was just like a normal day. Everybody's going to school and they were just doing what they do regularly.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice because I got a lot of stares anywhere in the U.S. where you go.
And kids are like the most honest.
Yes.
Like you really know based on what kids do.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's a really
Yeah.
good gauge.
And
of,
if you like lock eyes with them, they just say hola. Like they just greet you and then they just go about their business. They don't start and are like, okay, now that we make, can I ask you a question? Do you taste like chocolate? No. They don't do stuff like that.
oh my god. What about in like stores, going into stores, shopping? Do you feel
Uh, that was surprisingly refreshing because I walked into the store. Uh, they said hello and they just let you look for whatever you want. Somebody approaches you, ask if you need help. If you found everything, of course, it's Spanish, so you gotta. I know a little bit of Spanish, but it's like the Mexican kind of Spanish that they teach in the U.S. So in Uruguay, they pronounce things differently, so it takes a little bit to understand it. But they ask you, and then if they can tell like you can't understand, they try to accommodate you. They don't really just like ignore you or whatever. And they have a security guard at the door, but he was more helpful than like trying to look to see what you're doing in the aisles. He wasn't like following you around or like monitoring you. You're just one of the people that come in to shop. That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the security guards here, I mean, they treat everyone the same, I think, because like I always carry a little, not a full backpack, like a small backpack, or I used to when I first moved here. And I learned really quick that in the stores they would yell at me like, "Put your backpack over here," and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, sorry," you know. But so they would yell at me. They didn't care. They're just equally, I guess, like doing their job for everyone. Okay. How is? Oh wait, no. Sorry, I skipped one. Do you feel welcome?
Yes, yes. So funny thing about Uruguay is everybody you meet, so they greet you if like say I met Cassie's friends, and because they know Cassie, they greeted me like they know me. So it's like a peck to the cheek. That's how they greet each other. And they did it for me, like even though they've never met me, like we're literally introducing ourselves to each other, and they're greeting me like just part of the neighborhood, just regular. And I live in an Airbnb, and the host is like, it felt like I had my own grandma with me, or mom, because she was like fussing over everything, and like at the same time she's like, you could tell me to stop or back off, like, you don't have to, put up with everything I'm doing. But at the same time, she's like, because if you don't stop me, I'm gonna really go overboard, really fuss over everything about you. And it was really sweet. We spent like a whole day. She speaks very little English. I speak very little Spanish, and we managed to speak for like an hour, which was like 3 sentences, because everybody was trying to like gesture, and it was like trying to guess what the other person is trying to say. But she didn't mind, and that's how most people here are. They just, if they ask you like a question, it's because they're genuinely curious, and it's not because they're like trying to prove something, or like trying to, I don't know how to say it. Like in the US, when people ask you, like, I'm originally from Africa, so if they ask me questions, if they find out I'm African, they try to ask me questions to prove that the preconceived knowledge they had about Africa is true, even though most of the time it's not. But here, they just ask you. And then if you're like, oh yeah, like we were talking about tea with that lady, and then I said, oh, she said, oh, I love European tea. And I said, well, most European tea comes from Kenya. And she said, okay, yeah, that makes sense. She was like, yeah, but we get it from Europe. And I was like, yeah, well, colonialism, all that stuff. And she's like, yeah, that's true. And it's not like they don't like try to like mask like the atrocities of the past. They acknowledge that it happened, but then they're like, this is just what I like, and this is how it is. That was very good for me, because I was like, oh, finally, we can talk about these things in the open and not feel like somebody has to sacrifice a goat, or like without somebody defending their ancestors. They were just like, yeah, those people did those things.
You can talk openly and you're not offending Greg Abbott.
Yes, you're not offending. Okay, let me check my passport. Please don't block me. I'm coming back to the U.S.
I'll publish this after you go back. Yes. That way they will let you back in. I mean, that's true, because my kids are in public school here, and their homework, it's really interesting because Uruguayans are very European, so they love everything European, but their homework is very just to the point. Like, people came here and slaughtered people and colonized and da-da-da, and they don't try to like sugarcoat it. Like, I have a cartoon, like there's a comic strip in my kids' homework about like people like coming over and doing what they did. And it's like, yeah, this happened. Why would we try to hide that this happened? This happened. It was horrible. And all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really funny. But also that lady was like helping you with your laundry.
Yeah.
She was like
She was like, okay, so we'd use the washer, And then to dry it, she has a dryer, but she doesn't use the dryer. So she air dries it on the clothesline. So I was just gonna put my stuff where there was room, but she started moving her stuff because she knows where all the sun hits the spot just right. She started taking all her clothes off to try to put mine. And I was like, oh, no, it's fine. You know, I can leave my clothes out for 2 days to dry. And she was just like, nonsense. And she took her clothes off and put them on the bush. And like, I was trying to do my own clothes. And she was like, no. You sit there. You put the laundry basket right there. I'm going to show you how it's done. And she was like hanging. And I was just like in the U.S. world, I was like, oh my God, that's my underwear. But I'm from Kenya, so we hang our underwear out on the clothesline. So it wasn't too much of a shock for me. But I was just thinking, oh, in the U.S., people would be like, how dare she touch my underwear? But for her, it's just a piece of clothing. She's just like, I'm moving this so it can dry. You know, I'm just putting them there.
Yeah.
It was like totally natural.
Yeah.
And then it gave me flashbacks from back home. I was like, oh, this is really, really nice. Breath of fresh air. We don't treat underwear like it's some secret thing when we walk around half naked. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, yeah, but she was super kind to you, so that made me really happy.
Yeah.
Okay, how's the restaurant food?
Restaurant food, I think I have like mixed reviews. The taste is really good because the food here is, you know, you can tell it's like locally grown. The meat is like what the U.S. call organic. They do season it, but as a Kenyan, I wish they could do more. It's just, you know, personal opinion, but they season it well. I mean, sometimes, you know it's good if they can just put pepper and salt and it tastes good. So, and everything was backwards because like in Texas, we have all the Mexican variations of stuff. Like if you see a tortilla, it's not what you think it is. If you see tortas, it's not what you think it is. If you see like, I don't know what else, but it was like everything is backwards. So every time I see something, I have to ask, what is that? So if I see a tortilla, I'm like, what is a tortilla? And then they'll show you. It's not what you think it is.
Yeah, tortilla here is like an omelet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's great.
It's delicious. But it's not what I thought it was.
Yes. It's a Spanish tortilla.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
yeah.
But it's pretty good. And then there's a lot of the chivitas, like with the sandwiches, they use real meat. It's not like the processed ground up meats that you see, which was nice.
Yeah, for chivitos.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, chivito is like like just a giant sandwich with like a ton of meat and cheese and egg and lots of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
and good. Pizza. Lots of pizza. It was good because I love the bread. I'm all for the bread. But the cheese is different.
Yeah.
Yes. Cheese is different. But, I mean, look at me. I say no to cheese. No. It does not happen. They give me cheese, I eat it. It's delicious. Like, that's it. That's it. I don't care what you call it. It's cheese.
Me too. Me too. Just
so, yeah. If you
serve
don't care what it's called, you
Yeah.
like the taste, man, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. We did make cornbread the other day, and I was trying to make like Texas style jalapeno cheddar cornbread, but they don't have cheddar here. But I saw cheese and I was like, I mean, that looks like cheddar. Maybe it'll work. And it did.
It did.
It was
it
good.
worked. Yeah.
It worked.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Yeah.
got to figure it out. I've been here 2 years and I just figured out, this cheese is pretty similar to cheddar. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Anything you wish you brought? You want to answer that one? Anything you wish you had brought with you?
I can't say that I really wish for anything. The thing I loved about Uruguay, it reminded me of when I was back in Kenya. There's not like consumerism. You just use what you need and then you go about you like you're happy with what you have. So they don't really like accumulate a lot of stuff. There's just you can get whatever you need, and then most of the focus is spent on enjoying your life, spending your time with people or doing other things that you like to do. So I like that because I walked in through the supermarket and I wasn't even thinking, oh, it would have been nice to have this or that. If you're somebody that you're like, I like McDonald's, I like burger, there is that stuff. So you can go, be nostalgic and stuff like that. But I think if you're to move here, you have to also be cognizant of of the fact that you're moving to somebody else's culture. So you can't expect things to be like American because you're running away from that. So embrace the new thing. So there's really not much that I was thinking, oh, I wish I had this or I wish they sold this here. It was more like, oh, I'm going to discover this whole store because I saw like jams that I'd never seen before. And I spent an obscene amount of time on the shelf that had jams and dulce de leche because I was trying to like figure out what I can buy. I mean, the American in me was just like, I'm gonna take one of each. Then I was like, that does not make sense because you cannot use all the jam. But I saw fig jam. I saw like all the kinds of jam. So I was like, But the people in there, they come in. They sell bags. They sell plastic bags here. But the people, when they come shopping, they bring their bags. And if they want to go make dinner, they just pick an onion, 2 tomatoes, 2 bell peppers. They just buy what they need for that day. And because there's corner shops in the neighborhood. I was telling Cassie today, like, it's so funny. I've been walking the same route, going to the Airbnb and every day. And every day I discover a shop that I thought was an apartment or a house. It's a corner shop. I bumped into it and like I stop and I started talking to myself and people think I'm crazy because I'm like, I didn't see that yesterday, and I walk in just to look, and it's a little grocery store or a kiosk right around the neighborhood. So if you live somewhere, you're definitely gonna be close to like a shop or something where you can just go grab whatever you need for the day and be done with it. Like, I didn't really need, but then also I've been here only a short time, so I don't think I've lived long enough to advise somebody who probably would live long and would like a certain nice tea or something,
Yeah.
that they want to bring.
I mean, after living here 2 years, honestly, everything exists. Almost everything exists. There's like a few niche spices and things, or like skincare products or something that you might not be able to find. But like, basically, you can find. It just, you might have to search for it a little bit more. And like skincare, people don't really wear makeup or use a lot of products here because it's expensive, and so people just don't. I don't actually know. I was thinking with this question, like about, I don't know if they sell bonnets or like hair care or things.
Stuff.
In the Almacen there, they definitely sell something that's like shea butter or something.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't look for. But I brought enough just to use for the week.
Yeah.
So you might have to pack.
It must be though, because like there's other Black families in my kids' school, and other people have hair. So like, I think it must exist.
Yeah.
Like I see people's hair styled in a way that it must exist, but you might have to look a little bit harder. Like.
So you might have to bring enough for like a month or two.
Yeah.
Then you can explore in that time to find, because most of the stores here, like the corner stores, will have your everyday groceries and stuff that you need. They don't have like, but then you can find shopping centers because some of the shops are just like for a particular thing. So you might go around the neighborhoods and discover there's just a beauty shop that has all this stuff that you need.
Yeah.
So.
That's what happens. You just suddenly, you're like, oh, I was looking for black-eyed peas since I've been here. And then I took some friends across the street because they were looking for a specific kind of coffee. And my friend was like, oh, they might have it at that weird store across the street. And they had black-eyed peas. And I was like, right here across the street. I've been looking all over for this. And it was here under my nose the whole time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Probably it exists. But I think it's good advice. Like, bring enough because it will probably take you a couple of months to figure out where things are. Yeah. For sure. I think that was, just one more question. Like, really, what is the vibe?
Ooh. I like the vibe here. First of all, weed is legal. Let's start there. Who cannot be happy in an area where everybody's chill? Like,
okay, now I definitely have to wait to publish this until you're back in the U.S.
Everybody's chill.
It is true. It is true.
Everybody's chill. And then because I think being a small country, they're not really bothered by like so many things. Like, I feel like because they're a small country, they feel like they're all like just part of the same fabric of society. They don't have like in the U.S. where like, oh, those Texans, and then people from Boston, people from California. Yeah, they're just all like harmony. And I have seen a couple like melanated people just doing regular jobs. I saw like a delivery driver. And you have to know, like, the people here, they're friendly, but they don't walk around just smiling, like the people do up there. Like, they just smile for no reason. Like,
it's not a fake thing.
Yeah, it's not they don't just walk around like... But if you do say hello, they'll look at you and respond, and then they'll go about their business. So if you're coming from the U.S., you might think that, oh, these people are rude or something like that, but they're not. They're just straightforward, and they just take life how it is. So if you say hi to somebody, they're going to smile at you and say hi back and talk to you. But they're not going to walk around and just smile just so you can feel like you can talk to them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So...
That's for strangers, but then once you know someone, if you see them on the street, you have to kiss them like every time. Yeah. Or say hola or hola.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you have to really aim because
you gotta know which way to go.
Yeah, which way to go because you might go and cross each other. One trick I do is I wait for somebody to come towards me, and then I know, okay, they're going that way. Just to avoid.
Just go to the left.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Anything else to share about
Uruguay? I wish I had more time.
Oh, me too.
To spend here, and also I want to come back in the summer and spring, because it looks like it would be like super pretty and very different during summer and spring.
Yeah, this is the ugliest time to visit because it's winter, so the trees are bare, but normally the city's full of greenery and flowers.
Yeah, but it's not like super cold, like freezing. It's cold, but it doesn't freeze over. There's no ice on the streets. I walk every day to the Airbnb, no problem. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and also like Montevideo is like it's a city, but you don't feel like it's a city. If you're in the neighborhood, you're just mostly localized to the neighborhood. It doesn't feel like, let's say if you're in downtown Dallas, I guess, it's not super crowded.
That's true. And it's noisy, but it's not as noisy as other cities in the world.
And if you like to party, you can start at midnight all the way to 6 a.m.
Yeah. Yes. The clubs are from midnight to 6.
Yes. Yes. So.
I can't imagine.
Yeah. None of that sleeping before midnight.
I'm in bed by midnight. Oh my God.
Yes.
No, it's so hard. Yeah. Yeah, only during Carnival. That's like the day I'll be like, I'll go to the chamadas and stay out really late. And then I need a whole year to recuperate. Same. One day a year I can go out late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, there you have it. I hope that was helpful. And, again, if you have any questions, comments, if you're Uruguayan and you have critiques on anything we said, definitely put it in the comments. I always want to give accurate information. And so if we said anything incorrect, let me know. Otherwise, do all the things in all the places, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.